Yes, sir. Sir, very happy morning to all. I believe that your preparations are going very well for this Jan examination, my dear lovable students. Sir, in last slot, I asked you to do certain question from the cost sheet. Today, I will give some light on the chapter process costing. So, my dear lovable students, process costing is a very important topic for any attempt. The ideal mark for this chapter is 10 mark. 8 to 10 mark pakka will come. Pakka 8 to 10 mark will come from the process costing. So we have to go through this chapter. That if you see from the current RTP, my dear lovable students, they have asked one question which they have asked for the MCQ part. Comprehensive MCQ part. So basically, if it is comprehensive in MCQ, it will be a 10 mark area for examination. That too, this question is exactly there in the ICAI study material. That format only they have asked. And question number 5A, Hawat Wheel is the renowned brand of HV Limited. Sir, they want a 10 mark. They asked for statement of equivalent production, cost per unit and process 1 account, statement of equivalent production, cost per unit and process 2 account, basically a 5 mark bifurcation. Then, my dear lovable students, the third part, sir, very easy part. One more question they have asked. This is what 3A, a 6 mark question, the similar. Actually, this time, current RTP or MTP, they have mainly focused on the inter-process profit. Inter-process profit, they are testing. Sir, this time, I will be solving one question for you, how to proceed with the process costing. Let it be a quick revision also. Knowing the hectic schedule of student preparing for examination, I believe that you are also preparing, sir, very hectic for the examination. A homemaker managing work from home or new parent busy in neonatal care, a freshly qualified professional, Mr. Rishi, entered into a startup business of manufacturing frozen foods. Fine. Very busy fast food world is there. So they are going to manufacture frozen foods. The process majorly involve washing and cutting the vegetables. First you have to wash and cut the vegetables. That's what process number 1. And blanching, cooling and mixing of ingredients with spices. That is process number 2. Then it has to blanch it, cool it and mixing of ingredients. Then forming, frying and freezing the final product. That is process number 3. So basically what we have to understand is, sir, this guy is going to do 3 process. Process 1, process 2 and process number 3. After undergoing 3 process only the product is going to come. My dear lovable students, just a quick highlight on what they are trying to say. For example, you are going to manufacture a product. So we are in the manufacturing sector. Sir, the manufacturing may take, my dear lovable students, one process. By doing one process itself, if you get the output, that is raw material is there, input is there, I will do a particular process on that. Only one process I will do. I will get the finished goods. That means I will follow either unit costing or batch costing as the case may be. Because I am going to manufacture a particular product. Only one process are involved. I am putting input. I am putting the conversion cost. I am getting the output. That means only one process is there. I can find out the cost per unit by using the cost sheet, by using the unit costing or by using the batch costing, provided if I am manufacturing in batches. Or my dear lovable students, sir, I am manufacturing a product. That means I am putting raw material and finished goods will come out. You know how? Actually, first I will do process number 1. The output of the process number 1 will become the input of the process number 2. And in process number 2, I will be getting output. That will become the input of process number 3. Okay, sir. And finally, this will become finished goods. If that is the case, the subject costing is saying that you have to follow process costing, not the unit costing or the batch costing. Because in every process, you will be incurring normal loss, abnormal gain, normal loss, abnormal gain, normal loss, abnormal loss, abnormal gain, and the output of one process will be the input of the another process. If that is the case, my dear lovable students, you have to follow process costing. So separate technique of costing, which is process costing. So it is general one process means unit costing or batch costing, as the case may be. For example, if I am manufacturing pen, if I am manufacturing the pen in one process, I have to follow either unit costing or batch costing, as the case may be. Or if I am manufacturing, sir, shirt, t-shirt, one batch of t-shirt I am manufacturing with red color. Sir, all the material and all same. In the next batch, I am just changing the color from red to blue. The next set of 2500 shirt, I am manufacturing blue t-shirt. That means what I have done, I just changed the color for manufacturing. So the next batch came out. Sir, this will be applicable for ice cream company. Ice cream first they will put vanilla flavor. Every other things are common. They manufactured vanilla. Then once they manufactured this much liter of vanilla ice cream, then they will immediately shift to chocolate flavor. So the next batch will be chocolate flavor. Even in that batch, sometimes I can manufacture the unit on a batch wise that is homogeneous. That is same pen can be manufactured on a batch wise, or different variety of products can be manufactured on batch wise, which is heterogeneous with the color change or with the change in design, etc. and all. So what this subject is teaching us, are you manufacturing final product with one process? Follow either unit costing or batch costing, as the case may be. If you are manufacturing product with multiple process, then you need a separate technique called as process costing. And third one, my dear lovable students, sir, you are putting input, one input, but you are getting multiple outputs like, sir, join product number 1, join product number 2, and join product number 3. Actually, sir, you are getting one more product which are byproduct. You never expected or you don't want that product at all. But still that product is coming out. Then this subject is saying that you have to follow join product or byproduct, as the case may be. Join product or byproduct, as the case may be, my dear lovable students. So join product or byproduct is an extension or expansion of the process costing. Process costing is an extension or expansion of the unit costing or batch costing. At the time of manufacturing product, one process, if you are doing and if you are getting the output, follow either unit costing or batch costing, as the case may be. If you are manufacturing a particular product with multiple processes, my dear lovable students, then you have to follow the process costing. Sir, if your input is only one, but if you are having multiple outputs like finished goods 1, finished goods 2, and finished goods 3, and you are also having byproduct, then follow join product and byproduct. You know, in our syllabus, this will come for 5 mark in examination, especially finding out the cost per unit. Since it is taken care in the cost sheet itself, sir, no big deal is there. But with regard to batch costing, they will be asking EBQ, economic batch quantity. Sir, as we already studied that root of 2AB divided by C in EOQ, the similar formula is applied here also. So take care of this area, very important area for exam. And this process costing will come for 10 mark in examination. From that only we are going to solve the questions now. Process costing. Sir, join product or byproduct, you will be getting minimum 5 mark or 10 mark. Sir, you know one thing, in the current attempt, RTP, MTP, they have tested 10 mark for join product and byproduct. So this is put together a 25 mark area for exam. Don't leave this. In this, I will help you in this video regarding the insights of the process costing. I hope that the introduction you are clear. In accounts, Mr. Rishi normally transfer the output of one process to another process at cost. But being a young entrepreneur, he is interested in knowing the profit made at each and every process. Fine. This is one of the type of question in the process costing, that from process 1, if you are transferring to process 2, we will transfer at cost plus profit. We will transfer at cost plus profit. Fine. Thus, it was decided to transfer of output to process 1 and process to the next process at cost plus 25%. We all know that cost plus profit is equal to transfer price. If 100 rupees is the cost, 25 rupees is the profit, automatically 125 rupees will be the transfer price. Further, the output of process 3 is also transferred to the finished stock at 33 1/3 percentage. So, from the process number 3, they will transfer to the finished stock account. That they are doing at 33 1/3 percentage. Following information is extracted from the books of Miss Rishi for the current year. Process 1 details they have given, process 2 details they have given, process 3 details they have given, finished stock details they have given, opening stock, direct material, direct wages, factory overhead, closing stock, and inter-process profit included in the opening stock. Stock in the process is valued at prime cost. This is a one additional line they have given. Stock they are valuing at prime cost. The finished stock is valued at the price at which it is received from process 3. Sure, because from process 1, it will move into process 2. From process 2, it will move into process 3. From process 3, it will move into finished goods. So, finished goods will be valued at the cost what is received from process 3. Mr. Rishi want you to figure out the following to analyze the profit generated at each process. So, we are having 5 questions. Question number 1, question number 2, question number 3, question number 4, and question number 5. And you know one thing, the worth of this question are 10 mark for examination. And you know one thing, the question is ICAI study material, similar question. So don't miss this when you are in the preparation. Don't miss this 15 mark area for exam. That's why, my dear lovable students, what is the transfer price valued at which the output of process 1 is transferred to process 2? That's the question. At what price process 1 goods will be transferred to process 2? Easy. If the cost plus profit is equal to transfer price. If 100 rupees is the cost, 25 rupees they will add it as profit, and 125 rupees will be the transfer price. So they want to know what is the profit is what the discussion. Very simple, my dear lovable students. You look at here, process 1. What is the opening stock they were having? 8,02,500 opening stock. That means they were having that much of stock. Add direct material is 42,80,000 rupees. Direct material is there. Add direct wages 66,87,500. Factory overhead is 51,36,000. So totally 1 crore 69 lakh. So total cost incurred by process number 1 is 1 crore 69 lakh 6,000. This is what the COGAS, cost of goods available for sale, or rather cost of goods available for transfer to the next department. So the first process can maximum transfer this much amount to the next department. Getting it? Out of this, they are having closing stock, my dear lovable students. They are having closing stock means this much goods has not been transferred to the next process. Am I right? So 10,70,000. So 10,70,000 they have not transferred. So 1 crore 69,06,000 minus 10,07,000 means 1 crore 58,36,000 is what the cost of goods transferred by the first process to the next process. How they will be transferring? If the cost is 100 rupees, sir, they will add a profit of 25 rupees. So 125 rupees will be the transfer price. So the cost is 1 crore 58,36,000. Right, sir? So 1 crore 58,36,000 divided by 4 means 39,59,000 will be the profit they will add. 39,59,000. So 1 crore 58,36,000 plus 39,59,000 comes to, sir, 1 crore 97,95,000 will be the transfer price. Will be the transfer price. 39,59,000. This I am properly writing, man. 39,59,000. Getting it? So what they want in the first MCQ? Sir, what is the transfer price valued at which output of process 1 is transferred to process 2? So 39,59,000 is the answer for the first MCQ. Look at the flow of transaction in this type of question. The flow of transaction is, you are having 3 processes, correct, sir? One is process 1, other is process 2, and other is process 3. Sir, actually the output output of process number 1 will be transferred to process number 2 as input. Getting it? Getting it? And the output of process number 2 will be transferred as input to the process number 3. That means process number 1 is the initial process. Initial process in the sense means, sir, they will not receive goods from any before process. They are the starter. They will only start the transaction, my dear lovable students. If that is the case, sir, in the opening stock of the process 1, no inter-process profit will be there. Because, sir, process 1 is having closing stock, Ilya. This closing stock will become the opening stock of the process number 1. So, in the last period, this 8,02,500 will be the closing stock of the process number 1. So, now that has become opening stock. You think, sir, separately, from where this process 1 would have got this 8,02,500 from their own production? Because there is no input, there is no one is giving anything to process number 1. They are only manufacturing. So these guys are own manufacturing people. Who? Process number 1. Logic getting it? So adnale, the closing stock of the process number 1 will become the opening stock of the process number 1. Or process number 1. Sir, திருப்பி சொல்றேன். The closing stock of the process number 1 will become the closing opening stock of the process number 1. That's it, game over. That's it, game over. Getting it? Now coming to process number 2, it's not like that. Process number 2 is having opening stock. You tell me, what is this opening stock represent? It is a closing stock of process number 1. Like that you should not think. That is a logical mistake. Sir, process number 1 is different. Process number 2 is different. It is like departmental accounts. You see process number 1 as different. Process number 2 as different. That means, my dear lovable students, process number 1's opening stock will be different and process number 2's opening stock will be different. Both are different people. Both are different people. Are you getting it what I am talking to you? So, this opening stock 14,14,500, inside this opening stock, surely there will be stock received from process number 1. Surely there will be stock received from process number 1. So the opening stock of process number 2, sir, out of this stock, inside this stock, surely stock received from, sir, process 1 will be there. How they will send the goods? If the cost to that department is 100, they will add 25 as profit and they will send it 125 rupees. So, in this question, they have not asked us to calculate that and all. They said that inter-process profit included is 2,14,000. So, out of this 14,44,500, sir, profit element of the first process will be there, which comes to 2,14,000, my dear lovable students. So, from 14,44,500, if you reduce 2,14,000, 12,30,500 is the cost price of the opening stock. Cost price of the what stock, man? Opening stock. Now, own production cost of the second process. They are incurring direct material 34,77,500. In this, only cost will be there. There is no part of what, man? Profit will be there. Direct wages 57,78,000. In that, only cost will be there. There won't be any profit will be there. Factory overhead, which is incurred by the second process. In that also, only what will be there? Cost will be there. Profit will not be there. And closing stock, this closing stock, sir, they said that the stock in the process is valued at the prime cost. Stock in the process should be valued at the prime cost. So this closing stock we should value at what cost? Prime cost for all the department. for all the department. So 10,70,000 should be valued at prime cost. Second also should be valued at prime cost. So from the opening stock, this much has to be reduced. So you look at, think of, before we move to the answer, think of process number 1, logic. Process number 1, my dear lovable students, in that what they will do, they will not receive from any before process because they are the first process. Fine. So there is no concept of receipt at all. Add own production cost, I will add, I will get the prime cost. I will get the prime cost. Basically, what is the prime cost for first process? Which is nothing but opening stock plus direct material plus direct labor plus direct expenses. Up to this is what my prime cost. Sir, in my prime cost, in my cost sheet, where is the opening stock? Sir, prime cost means the primary cost. Primary cost, my dear lovable students. So my opening stock, direct material, direct wages are my prime cost for the first product. That means, which is nothing but, sir, 8,02,500 plus, sir, 42,80,000 plus, and also 66,87,500 will be my prime cost. So 8,02,500 plus 42,80,000 plus 66,87,500 comes to 1,17,70,000 is the prime cost which I have incurred in process number 1. Fine. Now add factory overhead to get the total cost. To that add factory overhead to get the total cost, my dear lovable students. What is the factory overhead? 51,36,000. 51,36,000. So my total cost incurred is 1,17,70,000 plus 51,36,000 comes to 1,69,06,000. Based on what they have to value the closing stock? Closing stock should be valued at the prime cost. So that's what they have done in this question, in this table, my dear lovable students. Now with this background, I can show you the process number 1 account. Shall I? This is what the process number 1 account to you. Look at here, process number 1 account, you just see. Able to see? Yes, sir. Sir, opening stock 8,02,500. Since production profit அப்படிங்கிறதுனால நம்ம என்ன பண்ணணும்னா, always we should keep the format of nothing but cost, profit, total. Cost, profit, total. Cost, what is the opening stock at cost value? 8,02,500. Why nothing is there in the profit? Because this is the first process which started producing the production. So இதுக்கு முன்னாடி வேற யார்கிட்டந்தும் they have received anything, my dear lovable students. So that's why 8,02,500 is the cost. Profit, no profit is there. So the total cost will be 8,02,500. Direct material is the own cost. So in one line, sir, for process number 1, every cost is equal to own cost. Because they will not receive anything from the earlier department, every cost is an own cost. Correct? So 8,02,500. And direct material, what is the amount? 42,80,000 rupees is the direct material incurred. So my dear lovable students, the total comes to 42,80,000 rupees. This is own cost. Direct wages 66,87,500. There won't be any profit element in that. So the prime cost will be 1,17,70,000 rupees is the prime cost. And in that prime cost also, prime cost comprises of what and all element are comprises in the prime cost, my dear. Opening stock is there, sir. Add, sir, material, labor plus expenses is equal to prime cost. None of this, sir, profit has not been included. So prime cost is reflecting at cost. Add factory overhead, which comes to 51,36,000. This 51,36,000 has been incurred by the first process. Which has been incurred by the first process. That means it is only own cost is there. So profit will not be included there, my dear lovable students. So 51,36,000 is the cost. Getting it? Getting it? Sir, in live chat, if anyone is there, you can chat also. I'm available here. I'm seeing the chats. Getting it? So my dear lovable students, the total cost incurred at the process number 1 is 1 crore 69 lakh 6,000. 1 crore 69 lakh 6,000 is the total cost incurred at process number 1. You tell me, in that process, my dear lovable students, entire cost is own cost. Entire cost is own cost, right, sir? So it's like, if process number 1 want, maximum they can transfer, sir, 1 crore 69 lakh 6,000 rupees goods to the next process. To the next process. Sir, but they are saying that they have not transferred 10 lakh 70,000 rupees goods. They have not transferred 10 lakh. Look at the closing stock of first process, man. 10 lakh 70,000 rupees goods. That means that 10 lakh 70,000 rupees is with the yarkitta irukuna process number 1 kitte irukku. So I am continuing. Out of this many goods available with the process number 1, which is 1 crore 69 lakh 6,000, sir, less closing stock of that particular process is 10 lakh 70,000. 10 lakh 70,000. So my dear lovable students, 1 crore 69 lakh 6,000 minus 10 lakh 70,000 comes to 1 crore 58 lakh 36,000 is the cost of goods transferred by the first process to the next process. First process to the next process. 1 crore 58 lakh 36,000 is the cost. Is the first process transferring at cost? Cost plus profit. Cost plus profit. What is the formula, my dear? Which is nothing but 100 plus 25 is equal to 125. I know that 1 crore 58 lakh 36,000 is 100. So into 25 percentage means 39 lakh 59,000 is the profit added by the first process, and this will be the transfer price, which is 1 crore 97 lakh 95,000. 1 crore 97 lakh 95,000. Look at here, closing stock, man. Closing stock comprises only of cost. This is the highlight of this question. Because this is process number 1. In process number 1, only own production will be there. Inside the stock of process number 1, if process P0, because this is P1 no, P0 stock is there, then we would have find out the profit element in the closing stock. Getting it? High class quality. Clarity. Getting it? So my dear lovable students, inside this 10 lakh 70,000, only own goods are there. So the entire 10 lakh 70,000 will represent the cost. That's it. Process number 1. I have explained very patiently, my dear lovable students. Now coming to process number 2. When you move to process number 2, its game will change. I will tell you how the game will change of process number 2. Because for the prime cost of process number 2, already opening stock will be there. Already opening stock of process 2 will be there. Correct? Already opening stock of process 2 will be there. This is what the closing stock of process number 2. At any cost, you should not say that closing stock of process number 1. Closing stock of process number 1 is the opening stock of the process number 1. That's it. That is different department. This is different department. Are you all really with me? This is altogether separate department, my dear lovable students. This is altogether separate department. So, my dear lovable students, already process 2 will be having opening stock. To that opening stock, add goods received from process 1. Goods received from process 1, which is nothing but, sir, the outward which what you have transferred to the process 2 will become the inward to the process number 1. This is what process number 2, the transfer. The outward of process number 1 will become inward of process number 2. In addition to this, process number 2 will incur direct material, direct labor and direct expenses. Put together, all this will be called as prime cost. And sir, out of this, something process 2 will keep it as closing stock. The balance will be transferred to the next process. Balance will be transferred to the next process. What a beautiful ledger this is, right? I am enjoying, sir. Hope that you are also enjoying that side. If yes, sir, getting it in comments, my dear lovable students. Are you getting it, what I am talking to you? So, what is the opening stock? Opening stock of process number 2 is the opening stock of process number 2. In that the question specifically said that if you critically analyze, this is the total opening stock of process number 2, which is given in the question, which is nothing but 14,44,500. In that, my dear lovable students, 17,12,000 is the closing stock. In the 14,44,500 includes a profit of 2,14,000. So I have to split that into cost, profit and the total. So that's what I am writing. So first I will be writing the total value here. That is always the best, 14,44,500. Inside that 2,14,000 is the profit element. Generally this profit will be, sir, added by the process number 2, because process number 2's closing stock will be the process number 2's opening stock in the coming period. So the cost is 12,30,500. Getting it, opening stock. Now I am done with opening stock. Now goods received from process number 1, which is nothing but the outward of process number 1 is equal to inward of process number 2, which is nothing but 1,38,36,000 plus 39,59,000 will give you 1,97,95,000, which is nothing but the out. Super, sir. Fantastic, sir. Now the own costs incurred by process number 2, such as direct material, 34,77,500. And, sir, in own cost, where is the profit element in cost? That's why 34,77,500. Direct wages, 57,78,000. Sir, there is no profit concept on cost what we have incurred. That's why 57,78,000, you will get the prime cost. My question to you, what and all components comprises of prime cost? You tell me what and all component. First one, opening stock of process number 2 plus the goods received from process number 1. Then direct material costs incurred by process number 2. Then direct labor plus the direct expense is equal to prime cost. Since these two components are there, which are opening stock and goods received from process number 1, surely this will have profit component, correct? This will not have profit component. This will not have profit component. This will not have profit component. So automatically prime cost will be having profit component. That's what 41,73,000, which is nothing but on the opening stock, they themselves given that 2,14,000 is the unrealized profit for the process number 2. And we got goods from process number 1. When they send the goods, they add, sir, 39,59,000 comes to 41,73,000. Prime cost done. Why are you bifurcating in prime cost? Just for the valuation of the closing stock. What I have done in process number 1, the same I can't do for process number 2, because process number 1 there is no inward, only self manufacturing is there. Since only self manufacturing is there, for closing stock there is no need to book the unrealized profit on the closing stock. But process number 2's closing stock comprises of goods opening stock maybe, or goods received from process number 1, or self manufacturing. Surely there will be closing stock, unrealized profit in the closing stock. Getting it? So add manufacturing overhead. This much manufacturing overhead has been incurred, my dear lovable students, by the process number 2. It's a own manufacturing cost, so no profit will be there. This, if you add, you will get the total cost of 3 crore 1,74,000. And same 41,73,000, you will end up with 3 crore 43,47,000 is the total cost. So what does it mean? So you think from the angle of process number 2, if you are process number 2, you already having, sir, 14,44,500 rupees opening stock is with you. Now you are receiving 1 crore 97,95,000 rupees goods from process number 1. Surely that include profit. There is no doubt. But according to you, it is the cost. Whatever amount at which you have received from the earlier process is the cost to you. Comfortable? So my dear lovable students, 1 crore 97,95,000. Now, own manufacturing costs such as material, labor, sir, you will be having overhead. If you add the material of 34,77,500, 57,78,000, and you will be having manufacturing overhead of 38,52,000, you are getting 3 crore 43,47,000. This is the maximum goods you can transfer to the next process. This is the cost of goods available for sale according to the process number 2. But they are not, sir, selling the entire amount. Question said that there is closing stock in process number 2. What does it mean? To that extent, 17,12,000, my dear lovable students, they have not transferred to the next process. Am I right? So, my dear lovable students, so 3 crore 43 lakh, sir, 47,000 minus 17,12,000 comes to, sir, they have transferred 3 crore 26,35,000 rupees goods. 3 crore 26,35,000. What does it mean, sir? Totally 3 crore 43,47,000 rupees goods was with them. Out of that, still 17,12,000 rupees goods is with them. So 3 crore 26,35,000 rupees has gone out. Look at here. This is normal. This is normal. Correct? But what the question is saying that, my dear lovable students, the closing stock should be valued at prime cost. Otherwise, I will take in the opening, I will add the receipts, whatever cost I have incurred, I will get the total cost I have incurred minus the closing stock, cost of goods sold, plus profit that unit transfer to the next process. But the twist in the question is, they are valuing the closing stock at what cost? Prime cost. So, first I have to bifurcate this 17,12,000. Look at here. Look at here. 17,12,000 is what the closing stock they have given. Sorry, man. 17,12,000. 17,12,000. So I have to first value the what stock? Closing stock based upon what cost, man? Prime cost. This is the difference between the process number 1 and process number 2. Once we have done this, we are done with this part of the question. Okay, fine. So, my dear lovable students, sir, what is the prime cost attributable to the unit transfer? 2 crore 63,22,000. What is the prime cost including profit? 3 crore 4,95,000. So, this 17,12,000 will be including profit. Will be including profit. Right, sir? So, take your calculator, man. That's what they have done here. 2 crore 63,22,000 divided by 3 crore 4,95,000 into 17,12,000. So, my dear lovable students, 2 crore 63,22,000 divided by 3 crore, sir, 3 crore 4,95,000 into closing stock of 17,12,000 comes to 14,77,726 is the cost of the closing stock, excluding unrealized profit. What is unrealized profit, sir? Which is nothing but difference between 17,12,000 minus 2,34,274. Getting it? What I am talking to you? Are you getting it? What I am talking to you? If anyone in live, yes sir, getting it what I am talking to you. So my dear lovable students, sir, what this process number 2 will do, process number 2 will transfer to the next process. Correct? That's what they have calculated after the closing stock as working note here. Inga paru. Sir, total cost minus closing stock plus profit margin will be the transfer price. So what is the total cost? The total cost is, sir, 3 crore 43 lakh 47,000 is the total cost. 3 crore 43 lakh 47,000. This is not for the valuation of closing stock. This is for the valuation of the calculation of the transfer price. So 3 crore 43 lakh 47,000. My dear lovable students, from that you are having closing stock of, sir, 17 lakh 12,000. Look at here, man, closing stock 17 lakh 12,000. So from the total cost of 3 crore 43 lakh 47,000, I have reduced 17 lakh 12,000. I got, sir, 3 crore 43 lakh 47,000 minus 17 lakh 12,000 comes to 3 crore 26 lakhs, sir, 35,000. This, how they are transferring? They are transferring at 25% on cost. So into 125% comes to 4 crore 7 lakh 93,950. This is what they have written here, 4 crore 7 lakh 93,750. Understanding? Easy? Sir, 1 by, they are adding profit. What is the profit they have added? Which is nothing but, man, 4 crore 7 lakh 93,750 divided by, sir, what is the profit? Divided by 4. Paya. 1 by 4 on cost is equal to 1 by 5 on sales. Up 4 crore 7 lakh 93,750 divided by 5 na 81 lakh 58,750 is the profit from the second process. Don't see this profit, man. This profit will never match. I will tell you why. This profit will never match because this is the amount transferred to the process 3. This comprises of, this value comprises of opening stock. This value comprises of receipt from process number 1, and this value comprises of own production. So this is the total profit accumulated to the company till process number 2. If you want, I can prove you like this. What is the profit accumulated on opening stock? 2,14,000. This 2,14,000. Okay. Plus, what is the profit which has been charged by the process number 1 to process number 2? 39,59,000. Getting it? So totally 41,73,000 profit. Right, sir. Out of 41,73,000, in process number 2, we are having profit of 81,58,750. So total profit till to the company till process number 2 is 1 crore 23,31,750. Out of that, my dear, there are closing stock for the process number 2. That means which are unrealized profit minus 2,34,000. Sorry, 2,34,274 comes to 1 crore 20,97,476 is the profit totally accumulated till process number 2. Automatically from this transfer price, sir, if you reduce the profit, you will get the cost, or you can find out like this also. You can add the cost column 3 crore 1,74,000 minus, sir, cost of closing stock. You will get 2 crore 86 lakh, sir, 96,274. I hope that second process is very clear to you. If that is the case, third process is just a cakewalk. Third process is just a cakewalk. Sir, my duty done. Now the opening stock. Already process 3 is also having opening stock. It is the closing stock of the process 3, not process what and all, 2 and all. It is the opening stock of the process, closing stock of the process 3 has become the opening stock. They have given total 21,40,000. Below that they have written, my dear lovable students, profit of 5,35,000. From that, if you reduce now, 16,05,000 rupees is the cost. Fine. Fantastic. Now, from process 2, you got certain goods. What is that? The out of process number 2 will be the in. sir, this will be the total cost which has been started accumulated from process 1 plus process 2. You will get this much with the total profit for the company. This is the total, sir, cost. I hope that you are able to appreciate. Now they started doing own cost, direct material. In that, profit element will not be there. Direct wages, profit element will not be there. You will get a prime cost. I need the prime cost to value the closing stock of process number 3, because specifically they said that they are valuing the closing stock at the prime cost. So my dear lovable students, 3 crore 78 lakh 98,274 divided by 5 crore 5 lakh 30,750 into 20 lakh 86,500 is what they have given in the question. So 3 crore 78 lakh 98,274 divided by 5 crore 5 lakh 30,750 into 20 lakh 86,500 comes to, sir, 15 lakh 64,884 is what you are getting as the value of the closing stock, which is nothing but, man, prime cost la nee value pandra par 3 crore 78 lakh 98,274 divided by 5 crore 5 lakh 30,750 into 20 lakh 86,500. You will be getting 15 lakh 64,884. இன்னொரு வாட்டி வேணா ஃபீல் பண்ணி பாரு. What is the total cost you have incurred? Prime cost 3 crore 78 lakh 98,274 divided by what is the total including profit? 5 crore 5 lakh 30,750. You got the proportion of 75% into 20 lakh 86,500 now, which is, sir, 15 lakh 64,883 point something were the 884. This value they have given in the question. So this minus cost will be the profit. I got what is the unrealized profit on the closing stock. Fine. Now add manufacturing overhead. This is the manufacturing overhead incurred at, sir, process number 3. So I will get the total cost, man. Now, sir, out of this 4 crore 14 lakh 56,024 is the cost for the company. But for the process, the cost is 5 crore 40 lakh 88,500. Because you have to see this as a separate entity. Out of that, 20 lakh 86,500 rupees goods are still with them. So 5 crore 44 lakh 40 lakh 88,500 minus 20 lakh 86,500 comes to 5 crore 20 lakh and 2,000 is the cost they have added into 133.3333333333 comes to, my dear, that is, sir, this into 133.333333%. Then only you will get the round off figure. Okay. So 5 crore 40 lakh 88,500 minus 20 lakh 86,500. You will get 5 crore 20 lakh and 2,000 into 133.333333% comes to 69. Sir, that is 6 crore 93 lakh 36,000. This will be the transfer price. 6 crore 93 lakh 36,000. இதுக்குள்ள profit இருக்கும். கரெக்டா? 1/3 on cost is equal to 1/4 on sales. This divided by 4 போட்டீங்கன்னா you will be getting 1 crore 73 lakh 34,000. This is the profit earned only at process number what? 3. But what is the total profit earned, my dear lovable students, for the company as a whole? Till now, you have earned 1 crore 26 lakh 32,476. இது வரைக்கும், அதாவது process 3 வரைக்கும் earn பண்ண profit. Plus process 3ல 1 crore 73 lakh 34,000. So total profit is 2 crore 99 lakh 66,476. அதில் unrealized profit இருக்கா? இருக்கு. எவ்வளோ? 5 lakh 21,616 போச்சுனா 2 crore 94 lakh 44,860 is the profit you have earned till process number 3. The company as a whole. Automatically, sir, in the total cost minus closing stock order cost minus பண்ணீங்கன்னா, you will get the cost of finished goods transferred from the process 3 to the next process. Man, now if you want, you can read the MCQ. I have not solved this question to solve for the purpose of MCQ, because once you logically understand all these things, you can solve, because the same question can become as 10 mark in examination as an objective. Now you read it. What is a transfer price? Value at which the output of process 1 is transferred to process 2. Transfer price value. எந்த வேல்யூல ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ப்ராசஸ்ல இருந்து செகண்ட் ப்ராசஸ்க்கு அமிச்சாங்க. நம்ம கிட்ட தான் ப்ராசஸ் அக்கௌண்ட் இருக்கு. எந்த வேல்யூல அமிச்சாங்க சார்? 1,97,95,000 டோட்டலா ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் பிரைஸ் பண்ணாங்க. அதுல ப்ராஃபிட் இன்க்ளூடட் 39,59,000. கரெக்ட் சார்? அப்போ சார் செகண்ட் ஒன் ஆன்சர் 1A ப்ராசஸ் 1 அக்கௌண்ட் 39 lakh. What they want for first MCQ? What is the transfer price value at which the output of process 1 is transferred to the process 2? What is that one? 1 crore. எந்த வேல்யூ காமிச்சாங்க? ப்ராஃபிட் கிடையாது. எந்த வேல்யூ காமிச்சாங்க? 1,97,95,000 is the value at which from process number 1 இருந்து process number 2 க்கு போனது. So 1,97,95,000 is the answer. Next one. What is the transfer price value at which the output of process 2 is transferred to process 3? Process 2 ல இருந்து process 3 க்கு எந்த வேல்யூ காமிச்சாங்க? The next process account will say the answer, right sir? Which is the value is sir process number 2 ல இருந்து process number 3 க்கு போனது sir 4,07,93,750. Four crore 7,93,750. What is the third MCQ? What is the transfer price value at which the output of process 3 is transferred to the finished stock? இப்போ process 3 அக்கவுண்ட்ல இருந்து finished stock க்கு எவ்வளவு அமிச்சாங்க அப்படிங்கறதான் கேள்வி. process 3 அக்கவுண்ட் பார்த்தேன்னா எனக்கு ஆன்சர் வந்துரும். எப்படி அமிச்சிருக்காங்கன்னா 6,93,36,000. 6,93,36,000 is the third answer, man. 6,93,36,000. 6,93,36,000. What is the cost value at which output of process 3 is transferred to finished goods? இதோட cost value எவ்வளவுன்னு கேக்குறாங்க. அங்கேயே இருக்கு cost value. அதுக்கு பக்கத்துல profit மைனஸ் பண்ணப்ப I think 5,40,88,500 நினைக்கிறேன். ஏன்னா அதுவே 6,93 lakhs வருது இல்லையா ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் பிரைஸ். அப்ப அதை விட கொஞ்சம் கம்மியா இருக்கணும். கீழே போய் பார்க்கறது ரொம்ப கஷ்டமா இருக்கு. ஸ்க்ரால் பண்ணி தான் போகணும். டபுள் பேஜ் போட்டிருக்கணும் நான். 6,93,36,000 காஸ்ட் பிரைஸ் 3,98 lakhs தான் டோட்டலா வருது. 3,98 lakhs is the option. ஏன்னா அது வரைக்கும் இருக்கிற டோட்டல் அக்யூமுலேட்டட் ப்ராஃபிட் இருக்கிறனால தான் அவ்வளோ டிஃபரன்ஸ் வருது. 3,98 lakhs 91,140 is the option. Then what is the this is 6,93 lakhs only. This is 3,98 lakhs 91,140. Super sir. What is the cost value of closing stock of process 3? Process 3 ஓட closing stock ஓட cost value எவ்வளோன்னு கேட்குறாங்க. closing stock ஓட cost value எவ்வளோனா பாருங்க 15,64,884. 15,64,884. Yes, exactly matching. 10 by 10 in process costing is what I got. This is one of the expected question for examination, my dear lovable students. I hope that you have enjoyed very well. What effort I used to take in regular class, same effort I have taken even to explain this question, even though this is an MCQ. Once you have done this part, my dear lovable students, you try this question by your own. Question number 5A. And you have to try this question also. This is the same question what I said now. Inter-process profit. After that, update by way of your comments how much answer you are getting. If more response are coming from the students, I'll be discussing more chapters. Otherwise, it's a time waste for me also because I'm having a lot of other works. I'm wishing you all the very best, sir, for this Jan examination. Last time we have done cost sheet. Update your answer below that video. Now this is process costing. Update your answer below this video. If I am getting sufficient, sir, response from the students, I will surely do more chapters like this. I'm wishing you all the very best and will